we figured we'd do a Hangout video for change, so y'all can chit chat. And oh Lord, it's windy as can be. The wind has tore the camp smooth up. So yeah, much easier with a tree and a couple of campers. That's how we did it last time. We had it kind of sectioned off. The wind wasn't so bad. She's sitting there watching her videos with her headphones in, and I'm sitting here drinking me a cup of coffee, waiting on noon. Uh, noon, I've got a ride to Brawley. So, and I missed sunrise this morning. Yeah, that wind was ripping and roaring all night, and had to get up several times, and I just overslept. And I don't hardly ever do that. But I did this morning. I woke up and the sun was already up. It's still trying to tear up everything. I'm surprised our cook tent is still standing. Yeah, definitely gotta start going with a wall around it. If I could get some daggum pallets, something. It's one of them boring days. And ain't nobody gonna jump in, are they? Oh, look. Mr. Charles, how are you? Yeah, easier said than done. Yeah, that thing, it's only going as far as the battery will handle it. And that battery gives out pretty quick. So I have not went and done that yet. No, I didn't sell the trailer. I had the trailer. But in order to go any further than nylon, I gotta have the solar panel on the trailer, keep the battery going. Well, it hasn't been quite 2 months, but the alternators are $200 and something. I haven't had that. So until I have it to order it, there's nothing I can do. Used is like $250. That's used. Brand new, those things are 600 to between 600 and I think it was 600 and 700. maybe, yeah, 600s. A really good one, 700s. But when we looked them up online, you can get them for, you can get a really good one for 250, 300 bucks. And it's a high amperage one. It's one that puts out a lot more than you need. It's one of the real good ones to burn them out. Yeah, I know what blew the alternator. I'm not stupid. Is it that frustrating because I did something that you wouldn't have done, or tried to do something that you wouldn't have done? I didn't have time to try to get an alternator and everything. And honestly, I'd been running that bike for 2 years like that. I jumped it off for 2 years. I've had that bike. I've jumped it off. The first week, I had it was when the battery went down on me, and I bought a brand new battery, and I put the acid stuff in there and everything, and it said to be well ventilated. So I set it outside on an ice chest, right outside my door, 30 foot from the trash cans. So there's no way anybody would have misunderstood any of that. Um, and threw the box and stuff in the trash can, so nobody could misunderstand that. But yet the trash man still stole the battery, and uh, I just never did go and buy a battery. I jumped it off and ran it ever since, but wasn't planning on running for several hours at a time. I was only planning on running an hour or so and then stopping, an hour or so and then stopping, but it didn't work that way. Or it did sort of, but it still ended up blowing it. Mm, yeah, exactly. Yeah, purpose was fulfilled. It, okay. How is it not wise? What makes it wise? What makes it wise? Something you learned that, okay, well, need to have to do this in order to get this result, and something you've learned, or trust. I have trust in God that when I get ready to go somewhere, I'm going to make it, or I'm going to make it wherever He wants me to be. And so I don't pay attention to certain details. I mean, I drove a that Mitsubishi Montero Sport all across the United States, 30,000 miles all over the United States, and that vehicle wasn't in the shape to leave California. And that's a God honest truth. The tags were 2 years out of date, had no insurance, and the vehicle itself was not in any condition to leave the slabs out here without a lot of maintenance. I drove it 30,000 miles all over the United States, visiting all sorts of people from online and in truck stops and rest areas and everywhere else, all over the place. I sold that thing at the carnival to a kid that I worked with who gave it to his sister, and his sister still drives it today. So it's not a matter of Was I wise or not by doing what I did? I did what I did with trust in God that it would work, and it did. I'm here. I'm where I was wanting to head towards. It was where I was wanting to go.
Would you stop jumping around?
I'm not. It's that stupid um, tarp out there catching the wind.
Feel like somebody's jumping on there.
Yeah, because I had the car battery. Let's see. Yeah, Joyce, it is a small miracle because not only did I make it here, but a lot of everything that y'all know. I mean, there was a lot of problems. Any of them could have been issues. The dry rot on the tires, the the lack of any kind. There's a gas gauge. That's it. The big one is the brakes. It has no front brakes. Front brakes have been out for over a year. Back brakes are only about half. And pulling a trailer, there was a lot of different things that could have went wrong, but it didn't. Yeah, I thought it was done for in Arizona too. Everything was leading that way. I mean, we met the coolest dude, Johnny. Man, he's a really cool guy. I found his number the other day and called him. But anyway, we met him, and he really wanted us to stay. And I mean, it's BLM land out there and everything, but it's like a parking spot kind of thing, and you have to move around and things like that. So it didn't make sense, and I was still ready to come this way, but it yeah, when we broke down there, I thought that was the end of the trip. I really did. But and if it would have been, that would have been fine, you know. Brakes are overrated. Exactly. No, they're not overrated. They're much needed, but it's not. I've never that bike is the first big bike I've ever had like that. I've always no, I've had a couple Harleys and baggers and but not that big. Um, and for one, and for two, I have never pulled a trailer behind a motorcycle ever in my life. I pulled many of trailers behind many of cars and many of trucks and everything else, but I've never pulled a trailer behind a motorcycle. And that was seriously overweighted. So, and I have a wife that doesn't really understand the importance of sitting perfectly still. She thinks that she needs to lean where she thinks the bike needs to go. And if you ride a bike, you understand that that's not helpful at all. And yeah, it it makes me wobble around and everything else, and uh, that's a big old heavy bike. But at the end of the day, when you take a chance like that in full trust of God, when you take a chance like that, at the end of the day, it's not only a journey, it's a testimony. And you tell me what else it could be. Electric trike trucks. Yeah, well, that'd be cool. 2.9. 2.9 thousand on Amazon plus shipping. Are you out your mind? Who's gonna pay $2.9 thousand for me to have an electric truck to run around the desert? That would be that would be insanely cool, but not likely. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind building me something. I like these e-bikes they got. It'd be great for one of those with a little trailer on it for going around and going out through the desert and stuff. Uh, it beats 5,000 for a beater. What's that mean? But yeah, Selena. That's what Selena needs. She needs some kind of e-bike. One that she can pedal for a little bit if she wants to, but it goes under its own power.
Oh my god.
I could get her one of those and put one of those little wagons behind it, and on top of the wagon put a solar panel that feeds the battery, so she can ride it all the way to Calipat or Brawley or whatever. Free transportation. An old beat up car. Oh yeah, yeah, beater. Yeah. E-bike laws got stricter this year. You can still ride them, right? I mean, surely you can ride a bike from here to Brawley, right? Anything above 750 watts is now an electric motorcycle or moped. Okay, well, get get one registered as a moped, I guess. Well, they have the much smaller ones. 750 watts is a lot. Wow, a couple $1,000 to get them through customs. Oh no, Mr. Helpful. Well, that was helpful. Okay. Nothing happened to the motorcycle. It's just I still haven't got an alternator. I'm still waiting on an alternator. I got, I gotta, I gotta either gotta make up enough to be able to order one, and so far I've been barely getting enough to get by with anything. Matter of fact, we're going to Brawley today. Um, I was able to get, emergency food stamps. So, and so they approved us for it, and we go and get a card, uh, which will be much helpful. But I have to run out of propane and everything still too. So I've still got to find. Um, I was hoping one of these other welding jobs the boy was talking about come through real quick, but it's too windy to do anything today anyway. So you go through Amazon. Yeah, I'm not gonna get an alternator anytime. I've been managing with my car battery and stuff. I've been managing with it, to get to an island, and I can even get to Calipat if I have a good charge on the battery. I can get to Calipat, but I have to bring my battery jumper with me and everything. But in order to get to Brawley, I have to put my whole solar system on the trailer and hook it into the battery so that it has constant power uh, together. Yeah, you can't keep doing it. Can't keep doing what? Uh oh. Be right back. Hmm. Really? Nah, but I ain't gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna be dishonest about it. Dishonesty can get you caught up in a mess. So yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that. We're thankful for what we got. We got enough to that. Now all we got. Now I gotta get some kind of something going to where I can keep up with these little things. They do not last long. $20 for four of them, and they don't last long if you when you use a heater. As cold as it is, we had to use the heater a little bit last night until we. I mean, we got plenty of blankets, but we can't lay in bed all day in blankets. Well, during the day it's normally warm enough, but the mornings and stuff. But Angie hit it big in the market. Well, no, not that. It's cold. Anybody that's cold wants a little bit of heat. And we don't use it all the time. We use it mainly to cook with, but it doesn't last long. No matter whether it's on the stove out there or if it's in the heater in here, it does not last long. We're on the last bottle right now. My neighbor's got a refill nozzle. Yeah, yeah, I need to get a $20 propane tank, but and it's like $18 to you can buy the line that connects to the heater and also the same kind of line that connects to the stove, and so you can run the 20-pound bottle, but those cost more, and yet at the same time, we don't have we don't have much of nothing coming in, so $83 an ounce for silver, awesome. Yeah, but you ain't gonna climb under the blanket when it's time to get up in the morning. You gotta get up. We only run it on low. Ooh, somebody got timed out. But yeah, we're still. Uh, I only ran across the one job so far, but there's supposed to be a couple other welding jobs, so we should be getting something here soon coming in. Um, but the food stamp thing is a big blessing because everything that I've been able to make, you know, $10 here, $20 there, or whatever else, everything that I've been able to make has went towards groceries and stuff because we don't have the gas and stuff to go all the way to Brawley. We can't get any good deals. There's only Nyland, which is expensive. Everything is expensive. Gas is $5 and something when it's $3 and something in Calipat. And yeah, and paying off the debt of the trailer because like I made $60 the other day. $40 went towards the trailer, and the other $20 went towards dinner. So $1.77 for gas. $1.77. Wow, that's cool. There's no way. No way. Hey, look up and see if the gas prices are $1.77 in Texas. Guy's claiming he's got $1.77 there.
No,
It can't be that cheap. You got to be kidding me. He's got to
I'm
be
not.
joking. Huh?
He's watching you be stupid.
All right. It may be. Look it up, dum dum. Can't look it up when I'm talking to y'all.
242 gallon. 242.
Oh, so Mr. Helpful is Sam. Imagine that. All right.
He's in Texas.
I don't know. I guess. I guess he's in Texas. If that's what it. Gas is 254 in Montana. $2.12 is the cheapest in. All right. Uh-oh. Somebody got. Hmm. Hold on just a second. Alrighty. Oh, speaking of banning, um, did somebody gasoline? Yeah, they're talking about gasoline. How's it going, Chris? We're just doing a hangout and chit chatting. Hey, y'all, this Christopher Lambert 2445, he's fixing to start doing videos. Um, his will probably be a little more interesting. That's my cousin. Um, well, he's my cousin, but we were raised as brothers. So, y'all subscribe to him, show him some love. Not very good when people call ahead of me. Love you too, brother. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Maybe you'll get a couple of subscribers out of that. But yeah, he ought to be pretty interesting. He's a funny character. He's been on my videos before. When we was, let's see, I don't know where we was going. He was in his truck going somewhere. But well, Mr. Helpful, we're not going to get involved, or we're not going to get into that. But yeah, we're literally just waiting on noon. I still got 2.5 hours. How's life at the flats? Windy. It's not called the flats, so the slabs. Slabs, like slabs of concrete. You ought to look up the history of this place. It's old Camp Dunlap. You've been looking up videos on it. I know you wanted to see where I was going. Uh, but look up old Camp Dunlap and the decommission of it, and the um, the how Slab City came about and stuff like that. It's Camp Dunlap. It's a military base. Should go underground this summer. Yeah, maybe. Not that bad of an idea though. Go we dig an underground kind of cooling area or something. Yeah, I definitely need to build a secondary roof. And get all of this stuff off here, get this covered up, and then put a secondary roof on it, like a like a deck, like an observation deck kind of thing. But I'd like to make it to where we get up there on it. So I'd build a staircase or something to go up there to it. Cooling room, yeah. Well, somebody is. There you go, little. Feel better now? Warm? Oh no, I am definitely still looking. I'm just kind of stuck. We are. Yeah, we're stuck at the moment. Little man. There, you feel better? Why do you like doing that? You can't possibly be. Well, I guess it's loose enough. Golly. Oh yeah. Where's that? He wants to. No time. He's talking about for parts, Joyce, and no title. A no title bike, if it's the same as my bike, it would have parts that I would need to get mine fixed up better. Right.
Did the wind stop?
A little
Don't
bit.
stop.
Yes, it is cold in the camper, but it's colder outside. He usually gets up under the blankets, but he don't want to be in the bed any longer. It's time to be up and about. I cannot believe how bad camp is totally tore up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some kind of, I don't know, some kind of post that I can put in, kind of like a fence and maybe some goat wire or something, and start to doing the concrete sheets or something. Oh yeah, I know that a wood burner would be great. Hold on a second. Hold on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stay out there then. I'm not leaving the door open. Hey, if you see him scratching at that door,
Huh?
if you see him scratching at that door, would you let me know?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's cold here. We got the wind, and dealt with some harsh wind. I mean, it was windy yesterday, but not like last night. Last night, man, I'm surprised that tent's still up.
Mm.
And the only reason why it is because the wind was coming around the trailer and it was kind of in a little bit of a little dead pocket. I need to go get eight. There you go. Oh no, 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 no. We won't be complaining about the heat. I mean, I'm sure it gets hot. Yeah, but I mean, we like it. We liked the summer we was out here. It was hot. Some of it was just unbearable at times, but I mean, but we were under a tree. It's hotter up here, so I don't know. I'm hoping I can find something,
Mm.
you know, something to build over top of this to really shade it to where we've got the ability to hunker down and stay cool. Yeah, I know. I'm not very far from front canal at all. Yeah, I'm not crybaby. It's cold and it was cold though. It's not no 55 degrees here. And maybe outside, not in the trailer. But the wind slowed down a lot. I wonder if the sun's coming out. Maybe we can. Well, maybe so. Sure don't. We didn't notice it in here. Oh yeah, 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 I'm wanting to get one of those and just you know cut it down far enough to where it could be used like a bathtub. I think that would be cool. Propane's what we cook off of and what we heat our trailer with. Hmm. Oh, anyway, man, noon ain't coming quick enough. Oh, still got the smudge on the bifocals. Where's the TV? That way. Well, I wasn't running anything because we was charging the battery up because I was trying to figure out how I was gonna, we were gonna ride the bike, but it's too windy for that. So we got a ride. That's why we hadn't left yet. That and plus, the bike is like out of gas. I took the last trip I can make into an island yesterday. It's not a bad walk. What, to an island? No, an island wouldn't be that bad. I know, right? Munchies for highlight. Oh my god. Don't call me Tommy Gunn. Well, we got the food thing covered now. So we should be able to start. Yes, nylon store takes the food stamps, but they're so expensive. I'd rather just hold out and go uh e-bike voucher. The heck? How am I getting marijuana? I have Sean brings me some. Yeah, but I don't have $50 and I don't I don't need any. Yeah, what is the e-bike voucher, Joyce? Oh my god, you answered. Answered what? tell a story about the good old days? I tell you something. That would be really funny. How about uh, Chris? How about Chris tells a funny story? Don't embarrass me. But how about Chris tells a funny story? He'll tell you a good story. Listen to him. Oh, the headlights. Okay, well here's a good story. It's how I ended up in juvie for the first time. This little fucker's fault. Anyhow, so um, I was I was driving and I was tired. We pulled over, switched drivers. Chris gets in the driver's seat. Now we had pulled over at a uh, no car wash. I think is where we got, or is that where we got? Yeah, we pulled over. I believe at a car wash or a truck stop or something. Anyway, so we switched, but I had already shut the car down and shut everything off and everything else. And so Chris gets in the driver's seat, and we're going into Orlando, Florida. He comes up out of the parking lot there at the, I swear it was a car wash, but he comes up out of there, and the highways out there are lit up. They've got some really bright street lights, and we're cruising, and it's my turn to go to sleep, and I'm kicked back. I'm trying to go to sleep, trying to rest a little bit, and Chris is nudging me. He's like, "Tommy, cops behind me." I was like, "Well, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, we'll be fine." We was in our grandma's car that we had stolen. We had we had drugs. We had a lot of money, a lot of or a couple of guns, and yeah. Um, so don't hold this against him. Yeah, thank you. But anyhow, so I didn't think nothing of it when he said that. I thought, okay, yeah, cops driving down the same road and whatever. He nudged me again. He said, he just turned his lights on. I looked up and looked around. And I'm half asleep, and I'm looking around trying to figure out what the fuck did he done did. And I looked over there at the speedometer, and I realized it right away. I was like, yeah, your lights are off. And they pulled us over. Yep, we ended up in juvie for um, how long was in juvie? That we was in there for a while. We was in there a while. Yep, had a bunch of crazy fights in juvie and all kinds of stuff. Me and him was was in juvie for. I know I spent um I spent 3 weeks easy in solitaire, so we had to have been there for a couple of months easy. I don't remember how long it was. It was several months. Long enough to fight our way out. Yeah, we literally had to do that. We the the Orlando Juvenile Detention Center is staffed with guards that are um, the what is it? The Orlando Jaguars, the football team, and they had no problem with testing out their clotheslines and roughhouse stuff on us um, asshole kids when we acted up. So yeah, we it was rough. It was really rough, but the kids were even worse, man. Yeah, there was a bunch of fights. uh, seen it. You remember that? Man hit the floor. Code blue. Yep. And if you didn't hit the floor, you're getting clotheslined by one of them big bastards. Predators. No. Panthers. Man, maybe it was predators. No, it's not predators. Is it? You might want to look that up. Jaguars. 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 Jacksonville Jaguars. The football team. But anyway, yeah. So they found the guns and found a little bit of drugs that was left. We uh we literally went in there and yeah, that was wild. They got such a kick out of it. We had red clay mud all over our shoes and stuff. Uh oh, wrong story. Yeah. Um but yeah, they were like, wait a minute, this is Louisiana mud, huh? I guess. Yeah, we was there for quite a little bit. And Prissy come and got us out of there. We got out in our personal belongings was all the money that we had stole. Thousands of dollars. I don't remember how much it was, but God bless, it was a bunch. We had that in our possessions. When we got our possessions back, they handed us, I mean, counted it out to us and everything, just handed it right to us, and we're looking at each other like, what the hell? But yeah, we ended up paying restitution on that, and I had a lot of community hours on that. Community hours were so much easier than the juvie itself. That was a mean place there. They called it a bullpen. We're gonna bring you to a bullpen, and me and Chris was laughing like, okay, all right, we're from Bayard. What the hell? That's a place we lived for a while, and that was afterwards. But yeah, first time I went to juvie. Second time was following this little dipshit into some houses out in Bayard. Shoot, I got caught and I went down for it. He didn't. I never ratted him out. First time I've ever told anybody he was part of that. Yep. Any other stories? Nope, I was on vacation. Right. Yep. That one sucked too. Man, that second time I went in over going in them houses. We went in I don't know, 4 to 6 houses, I guess it was. Started out as just was goofing off in the abandoned houses, and then suddenly they weren't abandoned no more. Right, exactly. Yeah, but that one sucked. Yep. That brings back a lot of old memories. Lots and lots. Yeah. Remember that truck stop that we stopped at? We got there and realized that Grandma had a lock on the gas tank. We couldn't put gas in the gas tank. It's like, what the hell? We had to go in, buy tools, come out there and sit there, kept on and on and on until busted the lock out of it in the back of that truck stop. Yeah, yeah, you weren't there the second time for the. No, I had to fight that one myself. That was a rough one. That's when I no, that's the time I learned just how wiry them little bitty short leprechaun guys can be. Golly, I got the worst set of pop knots all over my head from this little bitty redheaded leprechaun looking dude. It was in that the second time I went. Oh my goodness. No, that was the first time. Wasn't that the first time? Yeah, 'cause that was he jumped on me out there in the community area. It was hilarious. Yeah, yeah. He's my dad raised me up real kind of um almost like scared of conflict, scared to fight and stuff. And he's a lot of the reason why I'm not scared of it. I don't go for it, you know. I don't. I try my best to stay away from fighting by any means, but it's his fault that I will. He's a little scrapper. He always wanted to fight. I never will forget the back porch though there in Bayard. He kept on and on and on and got me with some boxing gloves on and kept uh, trying to trying to get me pissed off so I would charge at him or something. And I don't know. He kept on and on and on and on and finally I just blew up and I ended up knocking him plumb off of the over the railing of the porch. That was some that was funny. Oh, yeah. Oh, you bring up a lot of memories, man. Oh, that was the reason why I went to Mississippi was because he was there. He didn't have any family there or anything, and yeah, we left Tennessee, went to Mississippi, and go get that job. He was working at that plant. He helped me get on up there. Yeah, I know. Yep. Yep. So it was teaching me how to drive in his girlfriend's car that we took the shocks out of and slammed it on the ground in Louisiana. Almost went underneath a bus. Almost embarrassed the hell out of everybody. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we should. We should. Um, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Um, I have to set it up again. Well, no, I think you can collab with people here. Let me see something. Hold on. I don't know if you can do. No, it doesn't give you an option right now, but it does. Like before you start. Yeah, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll call you and you'll get a link and just click on it and come in and yeah. Storytelling night. Yeah, yeah. You're better at telling stories than I am, though. He's got the comical gene pool. Lacks a lot of sense sometimes, but he's very comical. Yeah, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah, maybe this evening, or it's during the day is better for you, right? Because he's at home with a hurt arm. Yep, yep, yep. All right, I've been on here about an hour. I guess I'm gonna. It sounds like the wind has slowed way down. I'm gonna go outside and see what it's like. See how bad it's all tore up. All right, love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Much love. God bless.